further ado, I am bringing to you all, not even introducing anybody, the whole world knows him by now, and that is NICCO ANNAN. Thank you for being here.
What's up, Imani?
Ooh,
hey,
I get so
Imani. Yes.
Woo! Listen, you the first one who gave me a song. That's it. I'm gonna pull that and I'll make sure you get your cut. That's gonna be my new theme song.
I was waiting for you to pop that fan. I
know. I was ready.
Imani.
Yes.
Hey. Say it again. Imani.
Imani.
Vanzap. Yes.
I love it.
What's up, love?
Oh my God, you're such a joy to us all. I just, in so many ways, a breath of fresh air. I'm so glad for you having this moment. I really am. Before I say anything else, I'm glad
too.
I know. Who wouldn't be? You be like, every boy in the back is trying out for that. My nephew tried out for that.
All right.
Yeah, and it was so funny because walking through the room, and I'm like, those lyrics sound, not lyrical lyrics, those words, lines, sound so familiar. And then I looked at the screen, I was like, oh my God, this is the thing that of course you're looking there like, I didn't get it. But then the other side of it is, I'm so happy that they gave it to someone so deserving. And you have a history with the role. So I know that that's a lot that we'll talk about, but outside of all that, I just want people to get to know you. Thank you for being here. How are you doing?
I'm good, Auntie. Auntie got Uncle up on the screen, y'all.
Yeah, Auntie Uncle. I'm so good.
It is my pleasure to be here. We have been going back and forth. For those of y'all out there in cyber world, we have been in communication back and forth, schedule. Yes. But how amazing is it that today, with today's announcements and things like that, this is the day that we are convening. You had mentioned we are in award season, and P-Valley was nominated for. Yeah, we were nominated for a GLAAD Award today.
Yes, you deserve it. For a GLAAD Award, no less. Yeah. Oh, that's so good.
That's why I'm saying, and here we are.
Listen,
Auntie and Uncle, let's go.
The announcement was made here. Listen, anything that is said, I've been given permission to share it. So he announced that P-Valley has been nominated for a GLAAD Award. You heard it right here on IMANI VANZAP. Thank you so much, NICCO, for giving me that.
You are very, very welcome. Because I think it's so important. It's so important, that our platforms get the light and get the love, that they need. And I think sometimes some people don't know. They don't know. It's like, oh, well, am I allowed? Yes, come on in.
More than that.
Come on in.
Come on
That's
in.
right.
Then break the door down. That's what I'm talking about. And another thing, the reason why I'm glad for you, you're an accomplished actor. It's not, I'm all for people that, undiscovered talent. I pride myself on trying to find people myself that I think that are not exposed. I want to give them that moment if I can do it in my own little way. But for you, you've been at this a while. You know the craft and how deserving because of how much you've invested with going to school and getting your bachelor's and everything. I'm glad. I know the success is all along the way, but I'm glad to see this for you because
listen,
yourself.
We train too.
Yeah.
We read too.
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? We are artists and crafters too. So I think that I received that, and I am more than happy. Is not the word. Ecstatic. I'm living what God already told me. So so that's not that by no stretch of the imagination is anything cocky or anything like that. But I do know what my Lord told me. I didn't know how I was going to get here. I didn't know it was going to be this long. Lord knows I wanted it when I was 22 and standing in the midst of it. I'm like, oh, you wouldn't have been able to handle this at 22.
Say it, Nico. Say it. That's what I'm talking. May I ask how old you are?
Huh?
May I ask how old you are?
You absolutely can.
How old are you?
I'm a grown-ass man.
Grown. That's how.
No, exactly. I'm very seasoned. I'm in my late 30s. I'm 38. 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44.
I get it. You're of a seasoned generation.
I am.
I understand it. But that is a very powerful point, because I say that now, even for what measure I have of success right now, I say, I'm glad I didn't discover this 10 years ago. Or I'm glad whatever I wanted so badly right now, that I'm getting right now, that I didn't get it back then. I wouldn't have been able to handle it back then. So I'm glad that you know that about yourself.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is so big. And it's not about the popularity of a show. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the impact. I'm talking about, so I'm gonna take you down a little bit of memory lane, if I might. I grew up in Detroit.
Yes,
and
Midwest.
Yes, I'm a Midwest baby, which is pretty much, it's up south. You know what I'm saying? It's not down south. I say it's up south. So there was a time in my life that I remember that I would watch late night TV, and I was watching Ed McMahon and Johnny Carson. So that already gives you an inclination.
Yeah, okay. All right, I get it.
Benny Hill, baby. Benny Hill was playing. MASH was on the TV. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, but I remember watching Johnny Carson and Ed McMahon having their back and forth on the Tonight Show. And I remember as a kid thinking, oh my gosh, what am I going to do when Johnny Carson asks me if I'm gay?
Ooh.
What am I going to do? I thought about that as a child. And so what I did as a kid, crazy as I was, I took my little Mead spiral notebook and I wrote down every question that he asked all his guests for a week.
Wow.
And I just came up with my own little, first, I was an only child, so this is where my imagination comes from. So, so I was basically giving myself interviews with Johnny Carson. Now, as a child, I didn't think that Johnny Carson was going to die, but he passed, right? You know, God rest his soul. And then fast forward to living in New York. You know, I went to Purchase and studied at the conservatory there, graduated. I'm doing the off-Broadway thing and stuff like that. And I was driving back up to Westchester. I was in Midtown. I was driving up the West Side Highway one day, and Wendy Williams was on the radio. Oh my gosh. When she was on the radio at the time. And, you know, she had her, how you doing? You know, she always had her, all that. And at that time, when it first started on the radio, that was like the thing that called you out. Oh, that was the thing that pulled your card and spilled all the tea. So I was just like, what am I going to do when I go on Wendy Williams? And she says like, well, NICCO, how you doing? And then they do that little sound effect. And I was like, I don't know. I don't give two shits right now.
Wow.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Not to be vulgar, but in terms of, I am so comfortable in the man that I am. I am so confident in all the things and all the stories that me, my body, my soul as an artist will tell. That little minute thing that at one point when I was a child and when I was grown, I was in my 20s when I heard that. And I was like, wow, it's not even a thing now. So visibility is real. There's so many that have come before me that have opened the doors and held their own spaces that make me feel more comfortable holding mine. So I'm just doing my part, and because there's 40 million behind me that's coming through like A, you know, they coming through A, and A, you know what I'm saying?
On the door. And it's funny because I made my little list. And as far as people that are coming in with your character's elements, you are alongside, of course, Nelson Ellis, God rest his soul, from True Blood, Billy Porter, you know, as well. And I'm looking at what you're bringing to the space, that it's not just your atypical, you know, now we need the Black comedic relief. It's a realized person. It's not, there are funny moments, but we're seeing human beings now. We're seeing emotions, we're seeing fear, we're seeing tears, we're seeing regret, happiness, failure, and we weren't realized like that before. So for not just for you stepping into this space at this time, but the way you're stepping into it is something that we have needed as a community for so long, and thank you.
Thank you. You know, I think sometimes, you know, people take us in doses, or take things. I won't even just say us, as in the LGBTQ community. You know, there was always just that one Black friend. It was always just that one Black model that was in the Kenneth Cole ad. In the, you know what I'm saying? And now there's more. I think that the world is changing, you know. I also think that, well, I don't want to say I think, I know that again, had it not been for those names that you just mentioned,
yeah,
people wouldn't even see me in the same way. They wouldn't be able to see Uncle Clifford in the same way.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's so crazy because I think of it like you seeing your cousin.
Yeah.
There's so many, you know, in my reality, in my world, most people have a neighbor, a family member that was on that non-binary or somewhere along this LGBTQ plus spectrum.
Yes.
Now, the benefit is that we know that the entire country, the world is not like our neighborhood and not like our family. So there's room for exposure, right? And with the exposure comes the understanding. For me, I knew when I went into this role, a lot of times people want to make our characters that are on the spectrum, they want to make them the butt of the joke. They want to make them the zinger lines and things like that. And just because we have wit, right? Just because we have wit doesn't mean we don't have heart, you know, because that wit is coming from a place of protection, you know, and it's coming from also defense. And my intellect, you know, when I think about the MCs at the balls, them MCs go in, like, you be like, oh, you just came over, you freestyling for real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not just willy-nilly out the air, and everybody has to work. You know, there's runs to this.
Yeah, depth and skill. And people, like you said, they get lost in, if it be the MC at the ball, if it be the drag queen at the club, they get lost in the end result. And which that is the intent, is for you to be so mesmerized that you don't necessarily see all the training, but for those that say, I want to do that too. It's like, okay, well, hold on, wait. There you go. I understand that you're inspired, but understand that it took a long time to get here, and that you're gonna have to put in the work.
Yeah.
To be able to hold the spot, not get lucky one night, hold it.
Because you said it, get lucky. And why? And how'd you get lucky? You won that night because who didn't show up?
Exactly. Right.
Oh.
Let's get if the right person been here, you got that trophy by default.
There you go.
Okay, and I think that's what a lot of people, honestly, though, and I'm sure you can speak to this, NICCO, in this generation are waiting for is their off chance to meet a celebrity, or their off chance that a video that they put up will go viral. And so many people are upset because they don't have the immensity of likes, or, like, you know, you have a very, very big following. They want that overnight, instead of understanding all that you had to go through before social media was even here.
Imani, listen, let me tell you something. I told people when the show started, and I was like, I'm going to promote the show for sure, you know. But anybody who was following me before this show, they know NICCO is just real. There will be some days that I am not going to be on that. And if I go on social media, sometimes I'm doing research. Yeah. Sometimes I'm working, or sometimes I need to turn my mind off. Because the thing that people don't understand, you in the pandemic, I'm in the pandemic, she in the pandemic, he in the pandemic, they in the pandemic. Everybody in the pandemic.
No one is exempt from it. Nobody.
Exactly. So it's like we all are going through it. And sometimes, you know, you need something to turn your brain off or whatever. And sometimes I can't check all the messages.
Yeah.
Because this black boy right here,
listen,
this right here,
that
I'm going to get my rest.
Listen,
I'm gonna keep my peace of mind. Y'all not gonna snatch that.
You're not gonna do it. You're not gonna do it. You're not gonna stress me out. What you're not gonna do is stress me out. And I'm gonna tell
trying to stress me out. You're trying to stress me out.
No. Because it was funny, because when I sent you the message, you have to look at that. A lot of people that want it badly, be it that they're studying or not, or putting in the time or not, you feel a way when you're not there yet. And one of the learning steps is you got to give people their time. And so I said, look, I'm gonna send my little message and I'm going about my life. And it was the day that I looked at my phone and you wrote me back, I was like, I dropped my phone screen. It was the whole thing. But
you know Flame Monroe?
Listen.
Flame Monroe said the same thing, because I spoke to her earlier in the pandemic, and she was like, bitch, I thought you had ghosted me. I was like, no, my brother's back went out. So I was staying with him and his wife. I was like, real life stuff, y'all. I'm trying to get to the grocery store for everybody before it get crowded.
Like, I got to prepare for family. You know, like I got stuff, got shit going on. Exactly. And I knew it. And I was like, I said that was busy. And whatever I believe as you believe, that whatever God has for me is for me, or for us is for us.
Correct.
And if that moment should be, even when we were kind of playing tag, I was like, your spirit, your reply let me know that you are a public figure that cares. You may not be able to do it. You may not want to do it. Whatever. I think even if it was a no, I wouldn't have got thanks or no thanks. I believe that you would have seen it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that you're a person that does it. You very well could be, but you can't. No.
That's not me. I wouldn't be like, no thanks, bye. Somebody did ask me, somebody did hit me up and was like, oh, they sent a picture of me and wanted to illustrate the picture.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, that's nice. But I'm really good. I don't need that, but thank you. And he was like, come on, it's $40. And I was like,
yeah. Oh yeah, I got one of those too.
I don't need that.
I don't need it.
And I'm not, you do better off saying, hey, these are some pictures of these group of kids at the after school programs, and I'm illustrating. Okay. Are you going to, and then my question would be like, are you going to send it to them?
Yeah.
Again, I'm not going to use it right here. Like, go show them. Reflect back to them the beauty that they are.
Yeah.
See, I'm very community based.
You got to know the game, though, and that's the thing is when you understand how people perceive you and what people's intentions are with you, that informs the engagement. It informs it if it doesn't be 2 words or a pair. You can feel it. You know what I mean? Like, it's that discernment. And
or if they have to go back on restrict.
That. Listen, there's some people they are in the IMANI VANZAP penitentiary right now. They ain't coming out. That's what it's going to be. Right. So on the show, and there's certain things that are obvious, but I wanted to talk about your relationship with, make sure I got all my notes right here. Alphonse, I'm forgetting.
J. Alphonse Nicholson.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. With J. Alphonse, what is that like? And was there a previous acting relationship that you had with him, or was that brand new for the show?
You're talking about the actor, J. Alphonse Nicholson, not his character.
I would say the actor, as in, did the two of you work together before? And or not, or if it was a brand new situation, how did you have discussions about engaging upon this relationship on screen with Alphonse?
Gotcha. No, we had not worked together before.
Okay.
We literally met when we did the pilot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ready? I'm ready. Here we go. Like.
Yeah.
What was that like?
But it's crazy because we both were in New York at the same time. We both traveled in the same circles or similar circles, working at different theaters. Like, I was at the Signature Theater, he was at Signature Theater. Katori Hall, the creator for P-Valley, she saw him in a play at the Signature Theater. I met Katori doing a play from a friend, Dominique Morisseau. So again, I only say that because there's somebody out here that's watching this that is doing a reading of a show, that is producing or being a PA on a show, and you think that it doesn't matter. There's another brother, his name is Michael Chin, and he is one of the producers on the Clark Sisters movie, right? On Lifetime.
Okay.
And I remember that brother sitting in the bleachers the first time we had a reading for P-Valley, when it was called Pussy Valley. I remember that brother. It was another Black brother. He's gay. He came up and was like, yo, I haven't seen this before. Thank you, da, 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 da. He was just talking about what the play did for him and how he felt about it. And now he's out here producing, you know what I'm saying, over at Lifetime and creating like other iconic works. It just goes to say that, like, you know, just keep working along the way. You know what I'm saying? And networking along the way is what it's all about.
Yeah.
But Alphonse and I, we did not know each other prior to the show. So we met with STARZ. We did a pilot presentation. So we did like it was like a 15-minute version.
Is that like the proof of concept for people that got understood? Okay.
Like a proof of concept for the network to see, like, this is what the show is going to look like. Because sometimes on the page, people think that it's just about strippers, or, you know, and it's not.
Yeah.
It's about these people. It's about these people that just happen to work in a strip club, you know?
I love that.
Yeah, yeah. And that's how we approached it. We talked about that kind of stuff. We talked about the intimacy we did, because he is a straight brother.
Yeah.
And I was like, so why are you doing this? You know, I was ready.
Where my fan at for that? What you want?
Hey, listen, and that conversation, that's when I was able to dig into who he is as an artist.
Yeah.
And he was able to discover who I am as an artist, because sometimes, again, on the page, you think, oh, Uncle Clifford, blah, 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 blah. But if you haven't been able to see a real person, to see his heart, you have a different concept in your mind.
Yeah.
So it was literally a night where we were just talking. We were all at the hotel. It was all of the girls. All the characters were not in the pilot, but we all just sat around and we just talked. Like, we ain't had no food, we ain't had no chicken, and we wasn't playing dominoes or Uno or Bid Whiz, but we might as well should have been. We all literally was just like, yo, what's up? What's good? This is what this is about. This is why I'm doing it. This is what I want to get out of it. You know, and he's a brother, specifically if you're talking about that relationship. It's all about, he wanted to bring light and be an ally to the community, because he has a lot of friends. He has a lot of friends and people in his life that have been or are a part of the community. And he was like, I see it. So like, and the role is like dope. And I was like, all right, bet. And I shared with him some of my experiences from previous Little Murders. That, you know, previous actors that had played that role. And what that was like for me, because there were times, I'm be very transparent with you, there were times that I was made uncomfortable. There were times that we butted up against, not Jay Alphonse and I.
No, the previous.
But some of the previous other Little Murders, you know.
Can you describe an experience when it was like that?
Just when you talk about, let's just say, even an intimacy scene, whether it's, you know, a kiss up in the club, and it would be like, just everyone is not able to do the requirements of all roles, regardless of sexuality, orientation, or gender.
Right.
And some people had different issues. Now, the one thing that I know, now that's all. Now
that was a whole moment. That's going to be a whole gift. I'm going to share it. What do you know?
That's the one thing I know.
Listen.
You understand what I'm saying? So if you having issues or whatever, you got your own stuff going on.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm not saying that's not an attack on anybody's manhood or anything like that. That is literally just to say you got some other stuff going on.
Exactly.
But I'm also say this: all of those adversities and every single last one of those situations, Imani, helped me. Wow. Every single last one of them, they helped me in this performance over the season. All of that stuff fed me. It fed me like when we did the full production. Even before the full production, the first time, it wasn't the first reading. It was the second reading we did with the Hip Hop Theater Festival in New York. Okay. I went to Harlem, and I went into it was a Joyce Leslie.
Okay.
I went to Joyce Leslie, the department store for women, and I went to the plus size section, and I wanted a shirt, because I was like, it was a reading. We all had music stands, and we had our scripts.
Yeah, exactly.
But I still needed a little something to give you.
I get it.
A essence of Uncle Clifford. And I found this shirt that said VIP, and it was so I was like, the VIP section of the club. Got it. That's what I need. And it was orange. No. It was yellow, black VIP, and it had like wing cape. The sleeves were like a cape.
Oh my God! That's in a store.
It was a little T-shirt situation. You know what I'm saying?
That sounds kind of fabulous. Okay.
I still have it. I hold on to it for a keepsake. But I remember the looks that I got, because I'm a big dude. I'm 6'2". You know what I'm saying? So people were like, "What is he doing in here? What? He ain't got no girl with him. Why he?" That right there was a thing, and I was like, "What you looking at me for?" So understanding how I move, as an Uncle Clifford, right? When I'm wearing her skin, what that means and the looks that people would give, even in preparing for the role, what I did when people always ask me, what did you do? How did you do? I shopped. I went to Marshall's, I went to TJ Maxx, I went to all of the stores. I was in Filene's Basements, I was in Dillard's, because I wanted to know what it would be like, one, to find clothes. Yeah. I wanted to know what it would be like to be that audacious, to be confronted with people. And then there were also people that gave me so much affirmation. There's one time I was over in Inglewood out here in LA, and like I was in Marshall's, and this sister was just, I was trying on shoes. Because I was like, oh my God, I need to wear heels for the audition. Yeah. But I didn't have any heels. Yeah. And so I'm over there trying on size 13s, trying on 14. I was like, but that's ugly. That heel is too big. Oh, that's a little kitten heel. I can't do that. I got to do.
Oh, no, kitten heel. If you're gonna do a heel, do a heel.
Exactly. I didn't want to do a kitten heel, and I didn't want to do that big old wedge. I know
kind of get around. I don't need that.
Exactly. And I was like, no, we gonna do it. And this one woman, she was just like, those look nice on you, and da-da-da. And we engaged in conversation, and it led to something else. And I never told her that I was doing this for a play, or for a show, but I just took it in. When we did the full production in Minneapolis, the director was like, okay, it's time to go get your nails done. And I was like, oh, what we doing? Oh, we're gonna send you to the nail shop to get your acrylics. And I was like, they come off? I was like, are we doing this for a photo shoot, or what are we doing? Really? Yeah. And it was never because I had an aversion to wearing nails as the character. It was more so to the point of, I don't live here. Right. I don't know this name. I'm an actor that I'm coming in from out of town. I don't know this. And being from Detroit, I know the hood. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? So I got to know where I'm at. Y'all not giving me transportation to and from the theater. I'm on the subway. There's a lot of stuff that could go really, really, really wrong. So even in that space, and even when I would go to the beauty supply to get my hair and think all of the things and taking on the weight of what it means to walk the world as a non-binary or gender fluid person. What does that mean? And the gravitas of it, that imprinted on me. And I was like, oh, I was allowed to experience that so I could really feel it, to be able to give it to you and to see,
that's like. Because it's one thing, I mean, not to say, clearly not to say, the people that go all the way and total what would be drag or our transgender, sisters that they're in transition, all of that. It's one thing to be there. It's another thing to be in the fullness of the masculine part of being, a man. To be in that middle space is a different thing. Yes. If that makes sense. Because it's feminine enough to be admired, but just strong enough to where you want to try it for any sort of reason. And it's just, it's a weird space to be. For you to own it so well for so many, and to give voice for so many people that didn't know how to walk out of their house now. Like, you took that on for them. That's a wonderful thing. Yeah. Wonderful.
That's a part of like what I be doing on Instagram when I was on. It's a couple of the sisters and the brothers that I follow. Like, oh my God, you follow me. I was like, I've been following you for the last 2 years. And just because I got a blue check, now you want to know this? I was like, you see, y'all in the wrong. You wasn't down. But now, this is kind of funny. I do want to say this because, like I said, a lot of people are aspiring to do things. What is it like to get the blue check? What are some of these moments that you're just kind of like, well, it's Wednesday. I got a blue check. I'm over it. Were you happy at certain milestones as so many others? Did it even faze you? You can be honest. Okay. The cast, they'll tell you, the cast like, NICCO, keep it real. No, it did not faze me.
Got it. Yeah. Don't make it no thing if it ain't no thing. Yeah.
It didn't faze me just because, I mean, I did want it so that people knew that it was me. Once I started to see like fan pages go up, and I don't like people taking credit for things that they did not do.
They did not do.
there's real sweat equity in all that I do.
You better talk.
There is thought, there is time,
Listen.
and there is a lot of effort that has gone into all, just like what you do. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
This is not easy. This is not easy. Even if this is your house or you going into a studio, you have to keep this way. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's like, oh, do you host a party? You know what I'm saying? No, because y'all gonna mess up the wall. Y'all gonna mess up the wall. Listen, we've been in quarantine. This is the most I didn't ever have folks up in my house, okay? And this ain't no hookup. You understand what I'm saying? This ain't no kind of site or nothing. This is like, y'all all in my little living room, but this is the spot that y'all get. Y'all get this little corner. Y'all get this. This
is how you get down. This is how you get down. That's good.
That's right.
That's good. What are you seeing next for you? First of all, before I go there, when is season 2 coming out?
Season 2's date. I don't actually know the release date of season 2.
Okay.
What I do know, and this is great. I'm happy that you actually asked this. Brandy and I, who plays Mercedes.
That's Brandy. Yes.
Yeah. I had called her earlier today, and I was like, "Where you at?" And she was like, "Oh, I'm over here." And I said, "Pull over, meet me at so.
Yeah.
And we just did a little live a little while ago, just to like congratulate one another.
Yeah.
But we were talking about the process. You know, you make a show. The show gets out. For us, it feels like a long time.
Yeah.
But in terms of the industry and the television industry, it's just catching a wave now. It's riding the wave. And you want to let it ride the wave so that it can do all that it can do.
Yeah.
Right? And I say that because like you mentioned earlier, we're in award season. So now that the show is being considered, it was critically acclaimed. The critics loved it. Beyond that, for me, the people loved it. That was the first. The people loved it. The people who saw this. Yes, the people who saw themselves. I'm saying, like that was the heart for me. The fact that the critics love it, that's a plus. That's a plus. That's the gravy on the dressing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It is.
And now we in this space of, okay, let's see how much movement the show can do. All of the shows, like I May Destroy You, P-Valley, you know, all of the things. I want to say the other one. Oh my gosh, it's leaving me.
Not Insecure.
IMANI. Insecure.
Okay.
There's another one. There's Misha Green, y'all. Help me.
Oh no. Warcraft, Lovecraft.
Lovecraft Country.
Woo! Lovecraft Country. Okay,
Lovecraft
I
Country.
didn't get the second word.
Listen, I'm over here. Yes, I'm over here mentioning all the creators and actors. Yes. But like there's so many things with our faces.
Yeah.
And with our pen.
Yes.
It's not just in front of the camera, it's behind. Like those of us that dream, that write, that paint, that create, you know, from hair, all that. Don't get me going. But there's so many things that go on that it's the time you have to let the shows do this in order for it to happen. But I will tell you, the writers are writing season 2 right now as we speak.
Yes.
And then we are set to go into production this year.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
You kind of touched on it a little bit. I wanted to, if you could dive into a little bit more. Speaking to the need of the creation of art for underprivileged communities, for Black communities, for queer communities, the need to create that art and the need, like you were just saying, to get behind it and be the one to power it, not giving it over to some people that are not from the community that don't understand it, but that we're telling our own stories. Can you talk about the importance of that a little bit more?
I think, first of all, one of the parts that I think sometimes people forget is interning. And they jump straight to, but I got an idea and I'm from the community and I need to do it. Okay, but do you know how to do it? Is my question. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Your whole spirit.
Speak my language. I'm pushing on mass. When people come on here talking good, this is why I got you. I want you to teach these kids. Tell them about interning.
No, I'm just saying, like, because interning, you are able to see what works and what doesn't work, even if it's the worst, even if it is the worst experience and you hate everything about it.
Get what you can from it.
That's right. And what you can get from that is, I don't want to do that. I'm not going to talk to my people like this. I'm not going to overwork them like this. I mean, so you have your whole list of things so that when it is your turn to do, and the powers that be, they don't care. They don't care, you know, and getting along the way, the more successful your project is, you become one of the powers that be. You know what I'm saying? And then you move up, and then you change. The other thing is, you must give back. It is not okay for you to be successful on yourself alone.
Right. No.
It is not. And it is not enough. I get people that are like, oh, I want you to wear my sweatshirt and I want you to do this. And they may be very nice people and may be very nice sweatshirt. This sweatshirt right here, this was actually from Anthony Hemingway's wedding. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, listen, okay.
But listen, for me, if I wear every person something, what am I wearing for me? Do you understand what I'm saying? So this is my own personal choice. I have to, navigate that. It's a personal choice, Also, I ain't 24. If I was 24 and dropping and hitting the Busset Challenge and every other challenge that came out here, that would be something else. I ain't trying to do that. No. I'm not trying to do that. I love it. I love to watch it. Get your entire life.
All of your life.
Bust it. Down. All of it.
Listen, all of it.
That's not my lane.
Right.
And I know my lane.
It's good to know that. And you need to know that.
Yeah.
You better know that when you blow a knee out or something, take out a hip, you probably trying to bust it down like little kids do 6 month recovery. Better get yourself together. Listen, the last thing
I do think it's crazy though about 7 outfits. So they be jumping in them shoes. When they jump in them shoes.
I tell you, listen, I just already know it's gonna be a problem. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna. There's a part of me that's like, it'll do a little something on the net, but I don't think it's worth it. I ain't gonna do it.
I can see you doing it though. I can see you doing it. I can.
I'll do it for you, Nico. I'll do it.
Only because I've watched you. I've watched you. And I'm gonna be honest. Before you hit me up, I had not seen your show. And the real Kiki, this is how small the world is. You've interviewed and had people on your show that I know. You had Tony Bryce on the show from P Valley, Yes. And you also had Billy Hood on the show.
Oh my God, you know him too.
Billy is one of my former mentees in New York.
Oh,
do you understand what I'm saying? So when I saw him on the show, I was just like, get it. Yes, you know what I'm saying? I feel like there's so many, it's just so much, there's so many wins along the way. And you never know who the person next to you is going to be.
Right.
Whether you don't know it today.
And that's why I treat all these young people like that, because a lot of them, I think that they don't expect to get a type of experience where they are an exclusive interview now. People that are just like, I just want to put out a little bit of music. They expect to do a little bit of press, but I want us to feel important now.
That is correct.
Who you can be. I want to celebrate you now. Because like you said, imagine a person who did a little podcast that interviewed Lil Nas X before he became Lil Nas X.
Yeah.
Imagine what this must feel like. So we can give each other our flowers while we can still smell them, and we can do it as early as we want.
That is correct.
I believe that.
You don't have to wait till you get some blue check.
You don't. Do it now.
That blue check don't make you. It don't make you.
I don't care what color it is. You need to be giving flowers now. I mean it, Nico. Listen, you speaking my language tonight. Now everybody's going to be asking, you ain't got to tell me if you don't want to. Everybody is probably going to wonder, are you booed up? Do they have a chance in your DMs at all?
You think people want to know that?
Yeah. Yes. Let me tell you what I know for sure. They want to know. Nico, you a tall glass of water. They want to know.
Listen, I love it. You better sip on it. Hey, listen.
I know when I made a point. They want to know. They interested.
I appreciate that. What's crazy, the real tea is that most don't step up.
Now, do you think it's because of their inability to separate NICCO from Uncle Clifford? That they instantly superimpose the confidence and the bravado and the unbotheredness onto you unfairly?
I don't know if it's about unfairly, and I don't know how deep you want to go, but the real answer to that,
go ahead.
The real answer to that, I think that oftentimes that, especially brothers, have either not had space to be loved the way that they need to be loved, to know that they're worth, you know, or they put value in things that are so superficial. I had a brother, this was when I was 26 years old. He told me, he said, "Nico, I would never come to talk to you in a club. I would never come up to you. I would never step to you." And I was like, damn, like, why? And he was like, "You just look like you got everything. You look like you happy. You look like you got a boo at home." And I was like, so I'm supposed to be up here at the octagon, like looking sad and moping around? Like, I don't. And he was like, "Oh, no. And he really couldn't articulate it. And I was like, oh, that's your issue.
Yes.
That's not mine.
Yes.
That's not, because I did investigate. I asked myself, I was like, what am I putting out? You know? But
it's
so yeah.
That more people need to know that that's what rejection and even loneliness, for that matter, wouldn't probably be as immense as it is if people understood that a lot of it is projection. It's not so much rejection. It's not that. It's someone else is putting their fears onto you. It ain't got nothing to do with you.
So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, all those in between, this is the moment where IMANI VANZAP is fixing your life. Okay?
Your shit. Listen, you know, I want the best for us. I really do. I think
all of us. So yeah. No, I feel like it's no is the answer to your question. No, okay,
because you know I'm getting ready to laugh. I was like, you took me on a very Hollywood no. I was like, he ain't gonna tell me the answer. Does it?
No. Because for me, that's important. Like, if there's a thing that's in the back of Nico's mind of like, Black men, we can love. Black women, we can love. Black people, we can love.
Yes.
And that was one of the things that I found a kindred spirit in Katori and in the show itself. Because it was basically like, that's a thing. She was like, nope, we told that story before. They told that story before. In Chuckalisa, we love.
Ooh.
Even though we could be messed up. And
for me, let me tell you, for me, that was what pulled me in. It was the love. As tumultuous as everything is going, people getting killed, just turn around, the gang over here, the drugs over here, you gonna die, all this. But there's so much love in that. And that is what I believe the secret sauce is. So hats off to Katori for pushing against typical stories and saying, no, we got to go deeper, and not being afraid to go deeper, because a lesser person, lesser creator would have said, okay, that's what works, and went with it, instead of let me take the chance of truth. And that's what I'm challenging everybody to do. Take the chance of truth. Truth will sell if you tell it right, if you just sell it. Quit making it something else. That's why it don't work. That's when your show get canceled, because you're lying. I don't know how many people are slave by saying that, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know what you get canceled when you lie. This is just me. I don't know nothing. I believe people get canceled when shows get canceled. Things fall apart when you lie. If you're telling the truth wants to be told. The truth needs to be appreciated by others. People want it, but people are afraid of telling the truth.
And that includes
you not, huh?
I said, and that goes for like when they do step up, or that person does come into your DM, and you be like, "What made you think you should talk to me?" Like what?
Yeah, listen.
Now that's the other side. Now hold on now.
The other side. I need you to be less bold.
Yes, and it's okay, but it's always the one who ain't got shit to lose. You ain't got nothing.
Ain't about shit. They don't want to take a chance.
That's right.
The ones that
like, but where's the one there? Where you at? Come on, bro. I know you here. Yo.
Oh, that's right. Oh my gosh.
Sometimes people get confused and they miss out on the regular gay brothers. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I totally understand.
This one guy on Twitter, he has said, "Oh wait, I thought you gay in real life? Wait, I thought you was gay." And I was like, I didn't say brother, but I said something else. I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, what are you talking about? Like, you don't make that makes no sense.
It makes no sense.
Every person on this spectrum does not flip their wrist. No. And even if I do flip my wrist, you best believe I pull that back into a fist.
Listen.
don't play
that
with
wrist
none of
becomes
my
a fist
sisters.
real quick.
Okay, you know, so I think that people are, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, are in a space of expansion. People are in the space of expanding what it is to be with, oh, this is a gay sister. What?
So that's the new stupid now. Oh, darling, you are okay. I understand. You're in a place of expansion. Let me explain to you what. Oh, you know I'm using that. Listen. I'll give you credit every time, but I'm using that. Oh, babe. Oh,
Okay.
oh, you're so cute. Bless your heart. You're in a state of expansion. Come here. Sit down.
Come here. Let me tell you. Right here. This is called a footnote. This right here is called a footnote. This is going to give you information.
I'm gonna help you. You are so right. I talked to you all night. Oh my goodness. I am thankful for you. I didn't want to, infringe on your time, but I didn't want this to be a typical. I don't believe typical interviews. I don't like interviews where it's just I could, maybe a couple little questions about what you do, but I just really want people to see us. I want them to see the fullness of us, and not to prove anything, but just for us to celebrate us. I don't think that we understand as a community how brilliant we are, how fabulous we are, how down to earth we are.
That part. No, I just said that part.
You know what I'm saying? Listen, it's just a lot of, how it is a lot of times people, they'll get a little bit of measure or something, and then they feel like they're everything. I think if we start to understand how normally beautiful, and I mean that in every good way, we really are. It's not about special people. We are special simply because of what we come from, what we've been through, what we've had to endure, what we're still enduring. In the midst, enduring within communities that endure, we have to endure even more. Oftentimes. So if we celebrate that, I think that we can get further faster, and I don't know how you feel about this, get back to what it was really all about.
Oh yeah.
LGBTR was always with the voice and the intention of saving and showing, and instead of flaunting like it's become. I want us to get back. I want us to get back to the love.
Yeah, it was real. That was real for me because there were a lot of characters that had, or shows that had characters with someone on, one of the characters on the LGBTQ plus spectrum. But I was like, ain't no Black Southern representation, because that's a very different experience. That's a very different experience, when you're talking about accessibility to medicine, to having finances to be able to go and do XYZ, to be able to have the visibility to see it. Like, there's so many other things that go into play into how people live their lives. When you see the creativity that our people come up with whether it's wardrobe, whether it's hair, whether it came from a place that was like oppression at first, but then we find the magic, we find the beauty, and find the power. Claim it.
Can you give me a little bit on the need of spirituality in all this? Because just your whole aura, I feel, I don't know how deep into being spiritual are you. Church boy?
I am.
How deep into what's apostolic culture? What is it? I want to know.
No, I grew up in the AME Zion church.
You are not AME.
Yeah, I grew up in the AME Zion church, and I'm gonna tell you. And I left at 13, like 12 or 13, somewhere around there. I was falling asleep in church one day, and I told my mother, I was like, "Listen, can I please go to church with my godmother, please?" She went to a Baptist church, and I was just like, I keep falling asleep, like I keep waking up, but I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't.
I can't take it.
I went to the Baptist church, and I wound up coming back to the AME Zion church just because it was easier to taking my mom back and forth to church and driving and stuff like that. Listen, when you in her house, you gotta do.
You gotta do.
Yeah,
I know that's right.
But through life, I've created my own relationship, as we all do, right? Between you and God, you and your Creator. I am a Christian. I am a hardcore Jesus boy. I got a Bible, and it is worn.
Listen, it has been used. We live daily. Yes. I know that's right.
Yeah.
How about spirituality in art? What is it for you? even upon reading about how you've been with Uncle Clifford for a long time, and all of your other works that you've done. But this is the most that I think that the world, of course, has seen you do your thing. You going into character, what is that like for you? Is it as spiritual as it is, say, for others like myself? Like, how much do you take on when you take on a character?
Sometimes it could be a lot. Sometimes it could be a lot. But I do things to keep them separate. Whether it's physical or spiritual. For me, the spirit is about getting it true, not getting it right, because my brain can think, oh, so and so did this, or oh, so and so did that. I want to do. No. So when I in this role specifically, like that post-it was literally at my trailer door. Don't get it right, get it true. That I wrote.
Yes.
Spirit is real, because for me that is the character. That's how I find the character. What is the spirit? Whether that spirit is nasty, whether that spirit is just dark, or whether that spirit is light, or some of them, a mixture, because we all are not just one thing. I don't care how pretty you are. Sometimes you could be the most gorgeous person, and you could be the most insecure.
Hey,
do you understand what I'm saying?
I've seen it. It's small and dark in here for some people. No matter what exterior has. You are absolutely right about that.
Yeah, so for the spirit in terms of the art, I think about it like that. I think about colors, I think about scents, and those kind of things get me into it, because I know if, like, Uncle Clifford does not wear florals. She does not wear florals. She is a very oud kind of a girl.
Yeah.
She's a kind of like, I would always wear a scent that was kind of like,
yeah.
Right? And that's one of the things that I always told, like, our costume designers, Rita McGee and Alita Bailey. I always said, like, if you don't do it ain't right.
It ain't right.
It ain't right. Yeah.
It's gonna be too detectable.
Yeah,
exactly. You don't want it too detectable and not forgettable. Somewhere in between. Bam.
Boom.
Somewhere in between.
There you go. What's going on? Exactly.
Is that you?
Yeah, exactly.
I love that. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Listen, I know that everyone knows you. I always ask people this before they, leave my presence. But and if you have more time, it's up to you. But I always want to ask, I know we're small, but what do you need the VanZap family to do for you? How can, even though you're soaring, how can we be the wind beneath your wings to lift you up a little bit higher in this world? What can we do for NICCO?
That's a great question. That's a great question. The things that are coming to me right now are support your channel. And I say that because it starts somewhere. Don't wait until we as a community, and I mean that from Black, I mean that from gay, I mean that from trans, I mean that from the ballroom scene, I mean that in pole dancing, I mean that in sex, every way possible. Don't wait till we are on a major platform to support. I think I got to this place scratching and surviving, like the song say, but I really I haven't changed.
I can tell. I don't even know you. I'm just now meeting you. I feel like I've known you forever. You have a spirit that is constant.
That's too much. That's why my handle is All Day NICCO. I don't change unless you paying me. And it's a check, it's a check and it's a script, otherwise this is what you get, exactly.
It's what it is, yeah.
I think that, like, we can get, especially with the accessibility. People are so much like, oh, well, I have my own show and I have my own podcast. That is great. But whose did you support? I don't think you can be mad at somebody for not, quote unquote, supporting yours if you didn't support theirs. It is a community. Again, who you're working with, you got to lower your wings to lift up the next.
Oh, I love it.
You know what I'm saying? That's how eagles learn how to fly.
Whoa.
They ride on the wings of the mother, and then she'll drop her wings. They like, and then she picks them back up.
Ooh.
Right, and fly some more. And I'm gonna drop you again. Okay, you good. So trial and error. That's why I'm talking about with the internship. That's what I'm talking about, like supporting your platform. For me personally, keep watching the show.
Yes.
What else? What else can you do? Hug some little Black child. Love on some little Black child because their parent may be too tired to do so. We know that it's a lot going on and it's hard. I don't care if I'm home. I don't care if I'm in a pandemic. How often have you been home with 4 kids?
Yeah.
It was one thing to be that single parent when you had to hustle and you was dropping them off at school and then going to after school activities and stuff like that. But now you got to do your work and make sure they all doing their work. One person. So go and hug on some Black child, whether that is your neighbor, whether that is your sister's kids, whether that's your cousins.
Yeah.
Just go, take them to the park, do some things like that. Because I believe, we gonna turn up. We gonna turn up. I believe. I'm happy. I'm like the Pink Posse gonna show up on STARZ.
The Pink is changing lives. Let's be very clear. The Pink done changed. When I saw all of your memes and just your face, you're viral. It's so exciting, and people are quoting you. People are checking each other with lines from the Pink. Like you are in the cultural lexicon now. And that is.
I'm a little afraid though. Like after the pandemic, like what's it gonna be like? Because I saw it on Halloween. Halloween blew me away, and all of the different memes about the Pink coming back. That Michelle Obama one at inauguration. I was like, yeah.
All of her so much. I can't. Right. Oh my God.
I love it. So there's a part of this for me as a person that I am I'm being shielded from in a beautiful way. The pandemic has really is allowing me to take this step by step. I'm not missing, I don't feel any, like I'm experiencing the joy each along the way, just like everybody else. So it's like, oh, I'm like a kid. I'm literally like a kid. That's a line. I said that. Oh, a kid in the candy store. Kid in the candy store. When I wrapped my ADR, when we wrap like our audio visual recordings that we do, I had made a video and I'm like the kid in the candy store. I'm just really, really, really happy. And I'm just grateful.
You deserve it. You just keep glowing, keep being you, keep inspiring us. Just keep doing it. I love to see people win. I'm glad you're winning.
I can tell that. I was like, there's a lot going on. Who are your influences, like on that? How you started this show and platform?
Me?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, so I'll tell you. The short story is a lot of productions that I was putting out had failed. I was doing well for a long time, and then the past 8 years, it just seemed like more things I was creating that were beautiful, and then it would be some collaborative issue or a business. Things just seemed to always fall, but they were such powerful productions. And I knew that a lot of that was, I got to learn the business more. That happens to a lot of us. We get so creative that we forget about business. Mm-hmm. And it was one of those last things that kind of just didn't fail, but it just didn't do what I thought it was going to do. And I just felt like it was one of those things where I felt like it was over, if I'll be honest. I felt like maybe I've had a good run. You start thinking like that. And a fire jumped at me one day. And it was like I saw how people were treating one another, and we were starting to go into like the last year of Trump, and everything was getting really ugly, or last couple of years of Trump. And I thought, I want to help people. I don't like how we're being made to fight each other. I don't like how this dissension and conflict has become our norm and to be expected and is being rewarded. All of that started making me upset because I started to see how it was tearing communities apart. And one day, I remember I got so mad at some argument I saw online, grabbed a wig, cut half of it off, because I always had Iyanla Vanzant as like an inspiration. I said, I'm gonna slap this little asymmetrical one. I'm just gonna say how I feel. And I sat in front of the camera and did a video. I remember I showed, you know, my nephew's husband, and he was like, "You need to put that out." Looked a mess, makeup bad, everything. I looked terrible, but the heart and the message was there. Yeah. And after that, I just kept running, and it just seemed like every video I would put out, I found a space in this world to speak my mind, and still create, and still help, and it just blossomed into this orchard that I never saw coming. All that was never part of the plan.
Doesn't that make it more sweet though?
Yeah.
Doesn't it make it that much more sweet? And I think sometimes we have to remind ourselves when we are in the midst of that storm or confronted with adversity, sometimes that's the thing to push you into your greatness.
That is the thing.
Yeah. Because if it's easy,
right,
you do it and you forget about it. It has no value. It doesn't have any value to you or to who is consuming it.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you make that instant grits out that packet, and then you get some good stone ground.
Good. Listen, work it on the spot. Work it.
The 25, 30 minute.
That.
Where you, come on, baby.
We'll be done in about an hour. You come back down in an hour.
That's what Jill Scott was talking about. That's right. That's what Jill Scott was talking about when she said grits.
Grits take time. Real grits take time. They just do.
Correct.
No way to go around it. You said something earlier that kind of to attach to your question. The funny thing about this and this platform and doing Imani and everything, now nephew Erik is protected. When I tell you that Erik is off in the corner somewhere chilling and happy about it, Nicco. Happy. Erik don't want to be out here. I'll do this all day. I'm absolutely fine. And a lot of people that don't create, which is why I'm so glad to see you nodding. A lot of people don't understand how compartmentalizing we have to be with our art versus our creation versus our creator self.
Yeah.
And it can be very taxing on the mind and spirit when the creator is the creation and all of that's there. When you have an opportunity, or when we understand how to separate that part off and say, you deserve to be back here. You worked hard enough. And even though it's still you, it's a different energy. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I'm doing right now, and I'm so happy.
I can't walk around as Uncle Clifford every day. I can't do it.
Right.
I can't do it.
I'll do this for 2 hours.
There you go.
After that last video, I'm pop the first note off the up. I put the ball cap back on. You know what I'm saying? So it's good to be able to talk to someone else that is not. And I know this wouldn't even be the case, but somebody that's not about celebrity. You understand art, and you understand spirit, and you understand and you celebrate the invisible. And we're not celebrating the invisible
because I felt that. Do you understand what I'm saying? I have been the unseen.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? When you ask me one of those questions about, like, you know, being booed up, I'm like, hello? Are you
there?
I'm just saying. And I'm not saying like I'm in some deficit or something like that, but you understand what I mean. Yeah. But you know, it's a real thing. It's just a very real thing for us all. And
one more, if I can put this little tag on it too, the fact that you have found, for whatever measure for yourself, a space that you're okay being you and someone as extreme as Uncle Clifford. A lot of people.
Yeah, I'm an actor. Like I'm an actor. That's what I do.
A lot of people I don't think they get it. I don't think that people that perceive us and what we do in our art, that they understand it's a uniform. I'm an actor. It is my profession. It's not me necessarily, you know. And that takes some big balls to be able to sit there and be able to do that. Knowing that people don't understand. So I praise you for many things.
Listen, well, thank you. You know, I'm grateful for the years that I felt unseen, or that I wasn't understood, so to speak, you know, because that allowed me to live a life where I didn't need people's affirmations, you know, It's nice.
Yeah.
It's really nice. Does it hurt sometimes when you get the other stuff? Yeah, it does. But it ain't gonna change who the hell I am. It ain't gonna change who Sandra raised. You know what I'm saying?
Will not.
That no.
Will not.
You gotta know who you are.
Period.
And move on it.
Know it, trust it, and go. Know it, trust it, and go.
Yeah. And know that you're gonna fall. Know that you are gonna fall.
It's all right. It's cool.
Yeah.
You're gonna trip over a stick. It's gonna take it out. You're gonna sit on the side of the road for a second. Get yourself together.
Listen, there were many times on set that I was like, wait, let me go up these stairs. When Keisha, Miss Mississippi took over for Mercedes that night, I was like, wait, these stairs is deep with these shoes. Hold on. Let me just try what's you had like 150 people around you. I was like, y'all be all right. Let me figure this out.
Okay. Listen. Take your moment. Whatever that is, for safety or whatever else, you take your moment and get you together.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's right. Listen, NICCO. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I hope to talk to you again.
Call me.
I will.
Yeah.
I will.
All you got to do is knock and the door shall be open, right?
Hey,
Seek and you shall find. Listen.
Don't you take me too far now. Listen, I get happy quick.
That's the other part. People don't realize. I remember you did the reunion show.
Yeah.
Y'all had a shout moment.
We did.
And even if that started off as a joke, enough of y'all know the real spirit.
Well, you can tell.
And it's and sat on down. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes we get left out of those conversations too.
Oh yes.
We directing the choir. You know what I'm saying?
We're visible. Too visible.
We on the usher board. Board, right?
Put everything together for y'all. The whole thing because of us. That moment was hilarious, and when I tell you, it was a mood changer, if you will, too. Because
exactly. It wakes them up and it gathers them together. It gathers them together.
Oh, we go with the spirits of the Lord.
Okay. That's why Uncle Clifford had to say that prayer. That's why Uncle Clifford had to say that prayer.
And I said, listen, Uncle Clifford is Kojic. I believe it.
I think she is.
I believe it.
Yeah, she's a little Kojic child.
I can see it. And I'm gonna tell you why she's Kojic. Because of that outfit that you wore, which you wore to that tractor with the umbrella.
To the field, yes.
That was Kojic. I'm sorry. That is first lady. Period. I don't care nobody says. I'm going to probably imitate the outfit at Halloween. I'm just saying.
Go ahead. I love it.
Iconic. That was iconic, like who's the Patrick Swayze, like Two on Food with the black outfit on and the hat. Iconic. Like that. Sorry.
I receive it.
Oh yeah. Believe me. You'll see that at Halloween for sure. I wonder if I saw somebody. I'm gonna take a picture if I did.
I did.
Did you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's such a huge honor. It's such a huge honor to be like, oh my gosh, I love it. And then the real killer, Imani, is when people be like, oh my gosh, where'd you get that? The beauty supply. Like, like.
Oh no! Wait a minute. Let me get you one to the thrift store.
Right.
$10.
Sometimes y'all be thinking that you got to go and spend all of this.
Do not. That's why every time I get out here, I always say, let's get into the fashions. 9 times out of 10 is stuff they've already seen. You got to keep turning it around. Put this blouse, that dress, put this over here. I took a probabilities class in college, and they would talk about the number of possibilities you have. Listen, I'll tell you, this whole thing is thought out, NICCO. Like, ain't nothing you see. I thought this whole thing out. And I was like, I want to show I want to show you can do anything. You can do anything. You can be anybody. You can go anywhere. You can transform your world to be as wonderful as you want it to be. And that probabilities class lets you know that you may have 3 pair of pants, 2 shirts, belt, 5 pair of shoes. If you know how to knock those outfits out and keep turning it around, you got about 40 outfits.
There you go.
There you go. Do it.
And you got to make sure you keep them clean.
And that part. I love your multiple outfits, but let's also include tie with bleach. I don't need you to be fashionable and stinking. Let's not do that.
I just wanted to say that because I know there's some child in the hood that's watching this and gonna be like, why is that? No.
Every garment after 2 wears at most, you need to let's clean it up. We don't want. That's correct. I ain't trying to make you that frugal. I ain't trying to make you funky and frugal. I want you to be fabulous and frugal. Okay, I know that's right. What's on your agenda tonight? What else you got going on?
I'm about to go get me something to eat. I had stopped at this taco truck and was gonna have my quesadilla, and I was like, don't do that. You cannot. You can be comfortable. I was like, Imani is cool, but I don't want to be like eating in the middle of the interview.
All you gotta do is tell me, if we do this again, we gotta do it again. Can we do it again sometime in the future?
And we can have dinner.
I would love that.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll let you. So the proposition's on the table. You just let me know what day is free. We'll make it happen sometime down the road. I will. Yes. Tell me what the dish is, so we're eating the same thing too.
Okay.
I would love it. Oh, that'd be so
Say less.
Thank you, NICCO.
You are welcome. It is my pleasure.
Much. And I know that everybody can Google and find out, but how would you prefer best that people follow you and contact, or what platform?
Oh, I am on all social media. I am on Instagram, All Day NICCO, Twitter, All Day NICCO. No, is Twitter NICCO Annan or All Day NICCO? I think it's All Day NICCO. No, I think Twitter is NICCO Annan. I think Twitter is just my name. But TikTok is All Day NICCO.
Oh, you got TikTok too? Okay.
And listen, I'm not the one to follow if you're trying to get something every day, because you're not paying me, and I love you, but you better go do this. Scroll up and then go to an old video. Scroll up and go to another.
That's it. So you all have heard it here. So we're going to get together sometime. We're going to have dinner. And when we get there, it's going to be a whole thing. It's going to be a whole thing.
Yeah, we could talk to all the nieces and the nephews and stuff like that.
Okay with that now? Is that good?
Absolutely. That's what I call my mentees and Tank Posse members and stuff like that. Yeah.
Ooh, let's do it. Yeah, they would absolutely love that. Oh my God, the Tank! And they're gonna go crazy.
The whole thing is that you can't have the keys and not have dish in my house. I can't. Yeah. I had mentors. So you got to give it. Because what happens when you die? You're gonna die with the information.
You're not gonna lose by being generous. You only increase your blessings when you give. And who was I was talking to? They said that the only way to really feel water, the power of water, is with an open hand. You can't feel it with a closed fist. It doesn't have the same effect. When you have an open hand, you really feel it. You feel the weight of it. And so many people think with a closed fist that just because it looks stronger or you're everything, that's better. No. You're more blessed when you throw your hand that you can receive and give.
That is correct. When you throw your hands up praise, it ain't with a fist.
It is not. What else? We'll make a joke. No, it's not. It's not.
I'm glad you didn't make that joke. But you cannot give. You cannot give or receive with a closed hand. So
we're gonna go with what NICCO said. That's right. That's right.
Lord. And now, please, here we are with the choir. Here's our number from the choir. Here's our number from the choir.
I know you're church boy.
Would you please, yes, right. Can you please put some gospel music over that section? Please, I need.
I'll tell you, all of the church choir. Listen, every church queen need to be happy. We just gave all the signs away.
That's it. I love it.
Oh God,
it's been great, my love.
Meant so much here too. This is such a pleasure. I knew I was going to enjoy it, but I always say I don't know how much. But this was just immense. You're funny. You're educated. You're creative, spiritual, thoughtful. Everything that I thought and more. And I'm just so happy to have talked with you tonight.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here with you also, to not only be a part and meet you, but to highlight your platform, because I think it's dope.
Thank you.
I think it's dope. I think it's a place, I would watch you. I do watch it.
That matters.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
That matters. Yeah.
Yeah.
To hear you say that, because I know where that's coming from. Thank you so much for saying that.
For sure. No, for sure. You know, people are turning on Instagram TV like it's a real thing.
It is,
you know, exactly. YouTube is a real channel right now. So like y'all watching this, you getting a little bit of life, you getting a little bit of laughs, you getting a lot of love. You know what I mean? A lot of love.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope
because IMANI VANZAP. Yes.
Oh my gosh, people gonna love this video. I tell you, you gave everybody a masterclass and comedy stand-up. Go ahead. Have a good night, and I really hope you get rest, get some good food, and just love on yourself, baby. I'm there with you.
I shall.
Okay.
You still recording?
Hold on, wait. Oh, let me close the show. So,
okay, right. I was like, we still here?
Still here.
Hey y'all, we back. We ain't leave.
As I said before, this NICCO ANNAN, wonderful person, talent, amazing human being. Make sure that you're checking out P-Valley that is on STARZ.
Yeah.
On STARZ. And now it is on the app. So they go to the app.
Yeah, you can go on STARZ app. You can go to Star. You know, if you have STARZ on your cable services, or you can through the app. And I know on Amazon Prime, you can also purchase STARZ on there as well.
So make sure you
and they running the special, but y'all can get the app because I mean it's a special going on for it's $5 for 7 weeks.
5 for 7. Okay. Yeah. Listen, P-Valley is worth every bit of it. This is one of the best performances you'll ever see in your life from this beautiful soul right here in front of you. I kid you not. Owns the role of Uncle Clifford and is in charge of the girls. Very, very clear. Uncle Clifford / NICCO is in charge of the girls. You will not regret it, okay? And as I always say for y'all out there, if you don't know who I am by now, shame on you. Why? My name is IMANI VANZAP, and I got new choreography tonight with the band. Here to help you fix your shit. I love you so much. Make sure you follow us, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye. Make sure that you follow all of my social media at IMANI VANZAP so that you can become what? Stronger and better.